Good Monday morning. Welcome to KC24 Sunrise.
Yes, up ahead on the program, after a few days off for Christmas, is back on the campaign trail for presidential hopefuls.
And The Force Awakens continues to break box office records.
Without a dollar being spent by Lauren Wallace.
you know they had to read that tease on purpose, right?
I know, yeah, they do it to me on purpose.
Our producer does that to you on purpose. But first, Lauren has a check of today's forecast. Cold. A little bit of fog.
Yeah, rain. Yes, fog, rain, cold, all of the above to start the work week if you're back to work this morning anyway. And let's go ahead and track some of that rain right now, moving into the North Valley. So near and north of Fresno is where we're going to see the rain earlier this morning, and then this will gradually make its way down to the South Valley a little bit later this morning. So zooming into Merced County from Los Banos, you're seeing some light rain, and that does stretch into Merced. So right along 99 or I-5, you're going to be looking at the wet roads. And then also in parts of Madera County, close to Madera, there will be some sprinkles, and then we see some snow toward the foothills and a little closer to the mountains, so some light flurries at least for parts of Oakhurst and then a little closer to Shaver Lake as well. Rain amounts are going to be very light, so less than 1/10 of an inch in the valley, so not too much moisture with this system. It is cold in the South Valley this morning. You are near and below the freezing point from Hanford into Porterville. Lemoore at 33 degrees, Fresno a little better at 37, and then we have some milder temperatures where we're seeing the rain, 38 right now in Madera, and then 40 both Merced and Los Banos. For our high temperatures today, we're staying in the 40s, so it is going to be a cool start to the week. 36 degrees for your 8 o'clock temperature. Again, we'll be watching for some showers. By noon, 46 degrees, and we're going to see the showers ending, so this is going to be a morning event. 47 by 5 this afternoon. The rest of the week will be dry, but we are going to see some cold mornings. We'll go over that forecast coming up. First, let's send it back to George and Gabby.
KC24 is your local election headquarters. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is fending off his closest challenger in the Iowa caucus, Senator Ted Cruz.
The Republican frontrunner has also set his sights on Hillary Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. As Edward Lawrence reports, Trump is trying to make sure his voters show up to the polls.
His rallies are huge, his support loud.
Man, this is amazing. Wow.
Donald Trump's base seems to crave his no-filter rhetoric. Over the weekend, Trump went after Hillary Clinton again, this time on Twitter about her husband. On Fox and Friends, Trump reiterated his charge that former President Bill Clinton demonstrated a penchant for sexism.
The penchant for sexism was exactly her words, and I just turned them, and I thought it was fine. And yeah, I think that Bill Clinton was, turned out to be a liability against Obama.
On Meet the Press, Senator Bernie Sanders turned his attention from his Democratic competition to attack Trump.
He is vulgar. It is the fact that Donald Trump thinks we should not be raising the minimum wage. He believes that wages in America are too high.
Sanders is trying to mend relations with the Democratic Party after a data breach that his campaign accessed. Meanwhile, Donald Trump pulled back into striking distance of Senator Ted Cruz for the Iowa caucus. Polls last week show the race a virtual tie for first place. Political experts say Trump's challenge now will be to get his base to show up to caucus. Edward Lawrence, NBC News, Washington.
And before beginning his holiday vacation in Hawaii, President Obama offered some advice to those seeking his job. Take a listen.
If you're interested just because you like the title, or you like the trappings, or you like the power, or the fame, or the celebrity, that side of it wears off pretty quick. At least it has for me.
Speaking to NPR, President Obama also said he is proud of his work on the controversial Iran nuclear deal and the global climate change impact. The hunt is on for suspects accused of beating an elderly man, apparently just for being Sikh. The Fresno Police Department is investigating the case as a hate crime. Police say the 68-year-old man was waiting for a ride to work Saturday morning near the intersection of Shields and Brawley in northwest Fresno. They say 2 men drove up to the man, started cursing at him, and then beat him. Police say the victim was wearing a turban, which is the traditional headwear for Sikhs.
The media tends to show terrorists, and sometimes the camera takes you back to the Middle East, and some of those terrorists are wearing turbans. We tend to kind of sometimes confuse the Sikhs with those terrorists.
It is disturbing because this gentleman was doing nothing wrong. We would like to encourage our community. This is America. We have people of all race, colors, creeds, nationalities. We wear different things.
Fresno police say the FBI and Homeland Security have been contacted. If anyone has information on this case, you're asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers at 498-STOP.
3 men were arrested after shooting handguns right next to a police station. It happened just before 2 a.m. Sunday morning near Heaton and Cedar Avenues in southeast Fresno. Officers were patrolling the area early Sunday morning when they heard 4 gunshots just west of their station. They located the source of the shots and began following a car with several men inside. The car eventually pulled over and one of the men fled. Officers were able to catch him and later discovered he was a prior convicted felon and the father of the 23-year-old driver. The shooting was a scary wake-up call for residents in the neighborhood.
We were just ducking down because we don't want to, what if there's like a stray bullet, you know?
2 guns were also recovered. 2 people are in custody facing a number of charges, including mail theft. The suspect, both from Madera, 36-year-old Tanya Barnes and 34-year-old John Holmes, are accused of stealing mail from a community mailbox in the area of Barron and Dakota in Clovis Saturday night. A neighbor spotted the suspects parked in the area and notified police of what they said was suspicious behavior. The neighbor even followed the suspect's vehicle until police arrived. Officers say the suspects had broken into 19 community mailboxes. In addition to stolen mail, officers say they also found pry bars, mailbox keys, and methamphetamines in the suspect's vehicle.
California Citrus Mutual says Saturday night's hard freeze across the valley did not damage citrus crops. We still get our orange juice. The CCM reports that temperatures across the valley were manageable. They ranged in the upper 20s to low 30s in most areas. Growers reported running wind machines periodically throughout the night to elevate grove temperatures. Some growers ran water during the day to prepare the ground for the frost. The combination of warm air rising from the moist ground and the circulation of air by wind machines can raise temperatures by 3 to 5 degrees, and those 3 to 5 degrees are very crucial. All right, severe weather continues to hit parts of Texas in Lubbock, Texas. So if we thought we had it bad, check this out. Blizzard conditions, stranded drivers, and closed roads. Lubbock's mayor declared a state of emergency yesterday, lasting through the week. Many drivers stuck in snow got help getting out from Good Samaritans, looking to keep people safe over the holiday weekend.
So far, I'm going to say about a good 20, 30 cars that we've done. I feel good. I get, I saved a life. Somebody else could come and accidentally hit them and can cost a life on an accident.
Heavy snowfall is forecast to wrap up this morning, but temperatures are expected to remain below freezing through the rest of the week, and here close to freezing, but not quite there. So
not that bad.
Yeah.
Oof. Weeks of heavy rain continue to cause heavy flooding in the UK, damaging or destroying buildings and forcing people from their homes. In northern England, a 200-year-old former pub was largely washed away. It sat on a bridge over a river. Huge pieces of the building were swept away in raging floodwaters. Oh, it's such a sad sight to see. Meantime, hundreds of people have been told to leave their homes due to high water. Prime Minister David Cameron is working with other leaders to coordinate a crisis response. A group of cliff photos that are spreading on social media have made a little-known place in the Rio suburbs a hot tourism attraction. The site is now receiving curious hikers who want to pose for photos on its cliff, Lauren Wallace. Tourists first have to climb the hill for more than an hour and then wait in line for another hour in order to get a chance to stand on a stone, which is right on the edge of the cliff. Some tourists even hang from the stone for their photos, and I say that because Lauren Wallace loves to climb, and I can see her doing all of this.
My, would you do that, though?
I mean, do that.
Look at what's below it, though. You can just stand.
Ah, look at that guy. Oh, my goodness.
It just looks scary, but it's not.
You know that that story that came out where there's been an increase in photo taking, like deaths, selfies, people dying taking selfies.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate selfie.
There was an accident near San Diego about a guy who was not paying attention to the road, was looking at his phone, and off the cliff he goes.
Yeah, no.
Not good.
Not for me.
No.
Casey, sunrise time is 5:39. Still ahead.
It is Rose Bowl Parade Preparation Week. We'll take you to Pasadena to check out all the hard work that goes into the big day. Here's our climber with the forecast.
I have your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by the Allergy Institute and Dr. A.M. Aminian. Low for the rest of this week, basically at least through Thursday. Our main pollens will be juniper and sagebrush. We'll take a look at your full forecast when we return.